Alright. And now we begin section 16. For those on YouTube, welcome. Please like, subscribe, whatever you so see fit. And Andy, welcome to the stream. Hey, he's not a necromancer. He is something else entirely. Doman was. Necromancers are not all bad. Oh. This is the final section. This is the final section. The epilogue. Warrior's dreams are all that remains. So, this is the final piece of Lostbelt 5.5. Let us begin. Oh snap. The epilogue is here. Doman is defeated. Ibuki hopefully has just decided to peace out. And finally we have our revenge on Doman for all the way back in Shimosa. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. And so, the inky black sun returned to its original golden hue, and the sky once again shone a clear blue. The demonic tree that towered over the peaceful city disappeared in a shower of light, and the man claiming to be the Rakshasa King is said to have been scattered to the four winds. Oh, I thought they were going with poetry there. It was having a good rhyme there, but they couldn't. Come on, they could have finished off the rhyming. Dang it! Despite having been clearly swallowed by the demonic tree, the Imperial Palace was mostly unharmed, and those who had been trapped inside were rescued by Minamoto no Raiko and the four Heavenly Kings. The Minister of the Left, thrilled by this outcome, quickly met with the Emperor to proclaim this incident as further proof that the Genji were the best clan suited to defend the city. He is nothing if not resilient. How like him to find a way to turn any situation to his advantage. The people of Kyo have proven themselves to be resilient as well. No sooner had the sky regained its former color than they opened up the market and returned to business as usual. They were happy to agree that this latest threat must simply have not been any match for the Minister of the Left's wise management and the Emperor's glory. As for Lady Raiko and the Genji warriors, they returned to defending Kyo as if nothing had happened. And me, well, I suppose this incident hasn't changed me much either, since I'm still taking brushed paper the same I always have. The end. Excerpt from Murasaka Shikibu's Secret Diary. Well, hello there, Lord Minister of the Left. I'm glad to see you in good health. The Emperor was quite worried about you, you know. He said he could only imagine how difficult it must have been for you. Being alone with the villain responsible for taking over the palace during the demonic tree incident. In fact, he even said that if the stress was too great for you, he would understand should you be compelled to resign your position. Ah, Lady Takao. Yes, well, the important thing is that the Emperor is safe and sound. After all, any number of people could take my place, but none could take the Emperor's. Well, aren't you the sly dog? No wonder you made it all the way to your current position, even with such fierce competition. I suppose I must be sly indeed to such high praise from a shrewd vixen. Are you all right, Lady Takako? Oh, I suppose it was rather rude of me to compare you to a fox, wasn't it? No, not at all. Besides, I did call you a dog first. You truly have a singular wit, don't you, Lady Takako? Well, I can't hold a candle to you when it comes to telling jokes, Lord Minister. Laughter contest there. I must say, between Abe no Seme's disappearance and the Imperial Holy Grail War, there have been so many impossible things happening that I couldn't help but taking a peek. And you know, I'm glad I did. This may have been a brief little dream, but it was quite fun while it lasted. I wonder what I'll see if I ever decide to show my true face. Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. That's Tamamo for ya. So then, just when it looked like the sky was going even crazier, something chopped the whole demonic tree right in half. Then the whole thing fell apart and turned into shiny light particles. And just like that, the black sun disappeared and the sky went back to normal. Everyone saw it happen, so I'm sure it's all the people are going to be talking about for a good while. Personally, though, I still prefer the story about the steel monster stalking the roads at night. Just kidding. Aw, sigh. Or say. Say, Shonen, probably. Now that was some good wine. I still feel kind of weird drinking during the day, especially here. Not that I'll be staying long. Now that the demonic tree is gone and that Ibuki whoever dealt with. I can't stick around for too long, not now that our truce is over. Since I'm here, I may as well enjoy all the Genji wine I can. How about you? Care to join me? Sorry I didn't get the chance to talk to her? Oh, right, you're still too young to drink. No! Anyway, what'd you say? Me and Ibuki didn't get to talk much. Don't worry about that. We aren't siblings or anything. We wouldn't have had much to talk about. Besides, she was just a haze to me, so I couldn't even see her all that well. Still, maybe if she'd been summoned a little differently, she might have just been a taller, nicer version of me for all we know. Taller version of you, huh? Interesting. Hey now, cut that out. You were just thinking you might have preferred that, weren't you? Besides, I'm much prettier than she was. I don't have to twist your head off for you to see that, do I? Oh, don't look so frightened. I was only kidding. You can never be so sure with the Oni. You really aren't scared, are you? What an odd kid you are. I wonder just what those eyes of yours have seen. And what sort of places you've been to. Seen all kinds of places, all kinds of people. Really? So this is just another stop on your journey, huh? You kind of remind me of me in a way, but... I think you've got me beat there. So what do you think of Heian-Kyo, then? It might not be around forever, but it's pretty prosperous as far as Japanese cities go. Are you disillusioned with it now that you know it's got Oni and strange trees and such? Definitely harrowing, but I'm glad I came. Is that because you got to take down that Limbo guy? Part of it. Partially. Very much partially. First time in a long time. Got to throw myself at a goal without worrying about anything else. I mean, I guess that's true? Okay then, close your eyes. Go on, close them or I'll just pluck them out instead. You are just so cute that I couldn't help but want to give you a hug. Oh, forget it, too much trouble. Ibaraki, hold him down, would you? Ibaraki! Where is Ibaraki? Probably fighting Suna. Oh, yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. We do not have to commit genocide to kill Limbo. I knew you would have to leave soon. So I've been trying to find the perfect souvenir with which to send you off on your way. But it didn't even occur to me that you might not be able to bring material things back to the Throne of Heroes. I'm sorry, Nursery Rhyme. It's okay, Raiko. No, Manjumaru. Just getting to meet you has made me happier than any souvenir. Since, even as a grown-up, you never forgot how it feels to be a child. Most people move away from us as soon as they get older. But the ones you remember are the ones who pass our stories on to the next generation of children. Our meeting like this and talking like this will be recorded in the throne as though it were a book of its own. Even as the memories will vanish from my mind. But that's okay, Raiko. No matter what happens, you and I will always be friends. I promise. No matter how far away you go or how many lives you take, you and I will still be friends. I know how you used to cry all the time back when you were little, in a country so very far from mine. I know that you don't really want to hurt anyone, and that you wish you could have been friends, even with the ghosts and Oni. Goodbye, kind-hearted Monjumaru. Goodbye, Nursery Rhyme, my dear friend. Okay, I will be honest here. I very much like this portrayal of Raiko compared to all the other portrayals. The living version of Raiko, where she's not super obsessed. Like, let's be honest. The servant version of Raiko would not see Nursery Rhyme as a friend, but as a child. But the living version of Raiko sees her as a friend because of the fact that she held on to the childhood stories that she was told, and she kept them with her whole life. The childhood nursery rhymes and that kind of stuff that held on to her through this whole time. You don't actually see this as Raiko. Yes, that's another thing. Like, the fact that Raiko is this Raiko, the true Raiko, is willing to put aside her differences with Shuten and even compliment Shuten. Like, we seriously need to get a like, a Raiko with no madness enhancement, I think would be an excellent servant if she was more like her living self. She would be such a good servant without that weird madness stuff. We need that Raiko in Chaldea, honestly. You certainly have no need of a reward. You may not be able to take anything back to the throne, but you could still enjoy some fine wine before you go. Then tell me this, Caster. Why did you fight by my side? Even once the Imperial Holy Grail War was called off, you still chose to stay with me. Well, that's because I'm a servant. It's what some heroic spirits are meant to do. I see. Then it seems heroic spirits are deeply beholden to fate. Yes, you may be right, but even so, I'm still proud that I was able to help you. I mean that. I'm glad I could stop that dreadful villain from destroying Heian-Kyo, and I do hope it continues to thrive for another 1,000 years. As a heroic spirit with a bloody past of my own, nothing would make me happier. Truly. By the way, Lord Suna. I know. Someone I thought I had returned to the mountain has been watching me for some time now. Are you sure you don't want to do something about her? Sadly, that's her main selling point, sadly. It would be nice if, like, there was an interlude or something that alluded to this main version of Raiko that we see here. Or Raiko has some new lines after this, but I kind of doubt it, sadly. I am. Pay her no heed. Besides, I'm still exhausted from having just defended Kyo from a major threat. As long as the Oni means me no harm, I consider little more than a stray animal. Besides, we have this brief time to say our goodbyes. I'm not about to waste it fighting. Lord Suna, may I ask you something? Of course. Remember that woman you told me about? The one you, looked up to so much? Oh, right. It's a little embarrassing having someone else bring her up. But it's alright. Under the circumstances. Anyway, what about her? Well, I was just wondering if she and Ibaraki Doji have some sort of connection. There's something about the way you look at her that seems as though you're grieving something precious you lost. At least, that's the impression I got. Nothing gets past you, Okay. I was wondering, because people can turn into Oni. Did that woman turn into Ibaraki? I wonder. I'm so sorry, Lord Suna. Looks like my time is up. How unfortunate, but such is life, I suppose. Farewell, Caster. Take care of yourself. Don't be silly, Lord Suna. I'm going back to the throne. Soon this transient body will disappear and my soul will return to the throne, while I'll forget everything that... We know that's not what happens, Media. I know what I said. True, the dead may never return to life. I know you are no more than an empty shadow of your former self. But even so, you may encounter other empty shadows at some point, or end up taking part in another ritual akin to the Imperial Holy Grail War. And if you do, I want you to follow your heart, wherever it takes you, for I have no doubt it will not lead you astray. Her child. That is another possibility as well, Mordred. That is another possibility. I could see that too. Because it was small footprints. I mean, the way I saw it is I thought, like, her inner Oni sort of came out of her, and that's why there was only bloody footsteps leading away. But I could definitely see it as her child turning into an Oni as well. Make sure you and Lord Jason take care of each other, Media. We will. Okay. Time for the final arrow. Warrior's dreams are all that remains. The final bit of the Lostbelt singularity thing. He did make the rumors about a child. He did. There were rumors about her having a child, so... So, hang on, did my stream just freeze? I gotta check real quick. Did my stream freeze or did my laptop freeze? It was my laptop, okay. So, since you helped us all out so much, Raiko gave me a bunch of kimono cloth, bags of rice, and other rare goodies to give you as thanks. I gave them to your maidservant when I got here, so you should be all set now. Thanks a ton for everything, Kaoruko. Oh, no, not at all. I really didn't do anything special. Still, I do appreciate the kind gesture, and to be perfectly honest, I'm thrilled to receive so much wonderful rice. Please give Lady Raiko my thanks and my best. You bet. Now please, relax and make yourselves at home. You must be exhausted after that ordeal. Besides, I remember Lord Babbage telling me that visitors from foreign lands and times are destined to leave Kyo eventually. So I'm sure you'll be departing soon as well. Isn't that right, Lord Soul? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't remember telling you I wasn't from here. You didn't, Master. According to all my records, we never mentioned that to Lady Kaoruko. I'm sorry. This may not mean much anymore, but I eavesdropped on your entire conversations the first night you stayed here. I also told Lord Babbage about everything you discussed afterwards. That's why Babbage was fine to face us. Did Holmes realize we were being eavesdropped upon, though? That's the question. Hey, it's us! We actually get to see us. Cool. And it's actually... Does it just show what Mystic Code we last had on? If so, that could be funny. That could be hilarious if we came in one of the weirder Mystic Codes. Oh, I wonder. I really do wonder. Aww. No idea you were such a good spy. You're kidding. But then, that'd mean... If you and Babbage wanted to take us out, it'd have been easy for you to attack us while we slept. Oh, you have to have... It's only the Lostbelt. Shame. But you didn't do that. Sure, you weren't exactly raring to fight in the Imperial Holy Grail War, but even so. Damn, Kaoruko, you really were a great master. Indeed, I could not detect your presence at all. Perhaps you were using some sort of Onmyoju stealth spell. Whatever the case, I'm most impressed, Lady Kaoruko. Lord Babbage would have been happy to hear that. Anyway, if you'll excuse me, I really must get back to my writing now. I'll leave the room open, and you're all welcome to stay and relax for as long as you like. Man, I've still got chills. It just goes to show one truly cannot judge a book by its cover. I swear to be even more careful in the future. Me too, I still can't quite believe it. So, hey, while we're here, I wanted to say something, Lord Kintoki. Who the hell was my caster during the Imperial Holy Grail War anyway? It's not like I got any wish I want granted at this point, but I'd still like to know. Well, so I had a thought. In fact, even though I was cutting the pseudo tree of emptiness in half, I was thinking. Say, who was my caster anyway? Now I kinda wish I asked that Limbo bastard while I still had the chance. Especially since even Lord Sime refused to give me a straight answer. Indeed, Lord Kintoki, it does seem as though this will forever remain a mystery. Even when Lord Abeno Sime was telling us who the 7th caster was earlier... Oh. Well, yeah, since that idiot disappeared before he could tell you, I suppose it's up to me to do it. I'm sure you're wondering who the 7th and final caster in the Imperial Holy Grail War was. And the answer is Limbo himself. What's that? He wasn't a caster? Ah, yes, well, he's what you could call an extra class. Incidentally, his master was... I know, you don't gotta say it. It was me, right? Man, if that ain't a sick joke, talk about the worst possible partner I could have hoped for. Now that makes me sick just thinking about it. No, it was not you. Huh? Limbo's master was in fact the human Ashiyodoman, originally from this time. So you didn't have anything to do with him. Okay, so... The 4 Heavenly Kings, Raiko, Limbo, Shuten... So... Kintoki... Huh. So there were 8 sets of seals given out then. Come on, Sammy, you gotta be pulling my leg here. I mean, if that's true, that would mean my caster was... never summoned. Yes, your curiosity is understandable, We know for a fact that you had command spells on your hands, so you were certainly chosen to take part in the Imperial Holy Grail War, which means you must have been an 8th Master. Perhaps Limbo arranged things that way with an eye towards making the Holy Grail even more enjoyable for himself. Alternatively, it may be the precise opposite, a miracle which occurred to counteract the threat Limbo posed. Personally, I prefer to subscribe to the latter interpretation, but that's just me. I think I get it. Maybe. And hey, at least it's way better than being told Limbo and I were supposed to be partners in crime. But man, you gotta be going senile, Seimei. If you're gonna fill us in, do it properly, dammit. Now, Kintoki, you're being rude to Lord Seimei. Look at you, Kintoki, you're pouting like a child. Well, come on, it's not fair. I saw those marks on my hand as clear as day, you know? So then why didn't I get a caster to go with them? I don't care if I was Limbo's doing or a miracle or what. I just can't stop thinking about it. Where the hell did my partner go? Take it easy, dude. I was probably his partner, wasn't I? He could have used seals to power me up. Anyways, they may not have given it to me straight, but I kept thinking and I realized something. You were my caster all along, weren't you? Think about it. You came here from a foreign world, you cast spells, you fought by my side this whole time. You're the only one who could have been. I mean, Danzo's an assassin, so she's out, right? It was you, Soul. You're my boss and my servant. Lord Kintoki, I'm afraid Master is 100% human. There is simply no way you could have been summoned as a servant. Yeah, probably. Is that how it works? Well, that's okay too. You and me, Soul. We might not have been master and servant, but even so... You know, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if we were, though. Like, Doman messed with this all super big time. He messed with the Holy Grail ritual in a massive way, and he specifically only allowed us and Danzo to come through. Or at least that's what it seemed to imply. It seemed to be extending invitations, so Mash should have come through as well, but something held it back. So I do legitimately wonder if in this instance we are a caster, but because we're alive, we're clearly half dead because of the Black Barrel, so you can now be summoned as a servant. I don't know if we're half dead because of Black Barrel. I think we have anti-divine properties because because of the Black Barrel. Overthinking it, Chaotic Vice? Possibly. Also, welcome to the stream. It is very possible we are overthinking it, but I think that we are indeed summoned as a caster class, you know? We were the most golden partners of all time. That much I know for sure. And I can live with that just fine. How does that sound to you, boss? There we go. Too bad the video feed's still not working, but at least we can talk to each other now. Hey, Mrs. Chaldea, do you read me? Loud and clear. This is Don, so I'm happy to report that Master is alive and well. We cut down the pseudo-tree of emptiness that appeared by Suzuki Gate and defeated the one responsible for it. We also collected the Holy Grail that spawned the singularity. Suffice to say that our mission was a success. Yep, we can tell as much from observing the situation here in the command room. Great work, you two. It's too bad the battlefield covering all of Heian-Kyo is also making it harder for us to maintain a connection. Yeah, I'm not gonna be summoning Doman. I pity him for having no love of humanity, but the fact that he is so evil that he wanted to become the greatest evil, but he has no love for humanity, and he was salty that he was going to try and take us out with a suicide attack as well. Yeah. That and all of his other crimes. Doman does not reach She Who Shall Not Be Named levels, but Doman will not be summoned by me. Since we've finally managed to get through, I want to take the chance to bring you two back. Sound good? Sounds good, Da Vinci. So, I guess this means you guys are leaving now, huh? Back to your own time when the world's completely turned white. Kept flopping around, his plans just end up being more spiteful than anything else. I mean, annoying rather than good villain, easy to hate. I think he was... he did have contingencies planned, I will say. Like, he very clearly had contingencies planned, but by letting us come in, he kind of did spell his own defeat. His arrogance only had Xanathos gambits. I'm not familiar with it. I mean, I've heard that term before, but a Xanathos gambit. All plan is a plan for which all foreseeable outcomes benefit the creator, including ones that superficially appear to be failure. You're not wrong. And I mean, to be fair, if he had not changed his mind, if he had gone with Ibuki being the foreign god, he probably could have won. But his own arrogance, you know, his own arrogance did lead to his downfall, I will say. His own arrogance did bring his own downfall. Whoops, I guess I unplugged briefly. He could have let Ibuki finish us off. He could have. Oh, I mean, Moriarty is in a league on his own. Let's be honest. Moriarty is a league of his own as far as planning goes. Yeah, he could have also finished things off before we even showed up. But he got cocky. He wanted us to be there, so he signed his own death warrant. Purple Rain here. Mine is Purple Rain. My stand. You'd have to describe it to me later, Andy. But yeah, he could have, but he got arrogant, and he had no love for humanity. So his own loss. I still haven't taken you to see the market, and I was planning on throwing a huge banquet tonight to celebrate our victory. Not to mention a bunch of other stuff I had in mind now that things are safe again. But I guess we just won't have time for it, huh? We couldn't have done this without you, Kentucky. Hey, come on, boss. That's my line. We only won because you were here. If it hadn't been for you, I couldn't have even beaten Brother Suna. So I ought to be thanking you, boss. We definitely couldn't have done this without you. True. I definitely think now that Berserker Kentucky is on the to-roll list, by the way. Berserker Kentucky is now on my to-roll list. Especially since I can get his Spiriton outfit, so. Adjusting margin of error for coordinates data, matching data with Novum Chaldea's command room. It's time, Master. Also, Lord Kentucky, the truth is, well, unfortunately, we do not have enough time for me to exactly explain how it works, but everything that happened here, how we met fighting together, and what we ultimately achieved here in Heian-Kyo, well, I'm afraid your proper human history cells will not remember any of it. That is simply how race shifting works. Again, that is heavily debatable. That is very heavily debatable. Like, he had to get his golden sentimentality from somewhere, But not just that, but there's always been evidence that there is some lingering remnant of our impact in the singularities upon proper human history, There's always been some remnant of us having been there, So I think that some bit of us will be remembered. I'd like to believe, at least. I'm sorry, Kentucky. Oh, I see. But it's okay. I can tell from the looks on your faces that there's nothing we can do about it. So don't sweat it. The important thing is, we protected Kyo, no, Japan, China, and all the rest of the world. It doesn't get much more golden than that. Golden. But the thing is, he does. So what? Come on, quit moping, will ya? Cheer up. This is where we gotta part ways, boss. We ought to make it a real golden goodbye. And seeing how much I like this word, I'm sure I'll like it again the next time I happen to hear it. So I guess I'm gonna forget everything that happened here. You'll just have to remember it for me. Golden. That's the spirit. You're still gonna keep fighting after getting back, aren't you? I can tell. So I won't tell you to give it all you've got, because I already know you will. Instead, I'm just gonna say this. You fight to protect your world. And I'll fight to protect mine. I will, Kentoki. I will. Continue fighting until there's nothing left to fight for. It was then that a lone figure looked down on Heian-Kyo from atop the nearby Mount Arashi. He beheld the people who had regained their smiles and laughter, and realized how perilously close they had come to losing everything. Overcome with guilt and fear over the foolish, terrible things he had done, he broke down, weeping. His name was Ashiya Doman. Not Limbo, but an ordinary onmyoji. Somehow, when the pseudo-tree of emptiness was destroyed and began disappearing in a shower of light, he miraculously survived, emerging from Limbo's battered spirit origin and core. The next thing he knew, he was standing on the spot, tears streaming down his face. Dabbing his eyes, Doman began to weakly whisper to himself. What have I done? I scarcely recognize myself. I'm free now, but I'm terrified. Have I been cursed? Am I destined to end up as that horrible creature one day? A twisted demon whose greatest pleasure comes from other people's suffering? If that's what I'm fated to become, then I don't want to see what lies beyond tomorrow. All I can do now is stop myself before. So you mean to commit suicide even after mastering the secrets of Taoism? Don't bother, Ashiya Doman. There wouldn't be any point. Lord Sime, I didn't know you were back in Kyo. No, you never actually left, did you? You knew this would happen all along, didn't you? Then why didn't you stop me before I made such terrible mistakes? You have to ask why. Because even I never expected great Ashiya Doman to succumb to a mere fragment of his own shadow, you fool. Well, I'm at it, Doman. Your greatest flaw is your fixation on individuals. Lord Sime. According to legends from proper human history, there came a time when the Oni who lived on Mount Oe grew tired of simply stealing valuables and abducting people, and began attacking, killing, and devouring them as well. This was the beginning of the Oni's rampage. It is said that the Oni dug a great hole in the Oni castle at Mount Oe solely to dispose of countless bones of the many women and children they had eaten. Recognizing the severity of the situation, Abe no Seme urged the Emperor to declare war on the Oni. Minamoto no Raiko, the leader of the Genji, was chosen to lead the assault. What happened next led directly to the events of the legendary Mount Oe Oni hunt, and the start of the last great battle between the Oni and the Heian warriors. Protected by three Shinto gods, Hachiman, Kumano, and Sumiyoshi, Raiko's four heavenly kings fought their way into Mount Oe. There they fought their final battle against Shuten Doji, Ibaraki Doji, Kanekuma Doji, Kuma Doji, Torakuma Doji, and Hoshi Kuma Doji. If I can make it rain melt, because melt is technically a poison, then I'll be fine with that. And with it being said that Minamoto no Raiko ended Shuten Doji's life, the Oni's most powerful warriors were vanquished. Though Oni love wine, there is one that is little more than poison to them. Wine blessed with the protections of three Shinto gods. Then something to do with light, I would prefer. I would prefer something to do with light. So, disguised as hermit Buddhist monks, Raiko and her four heavenly kings gave Shuten Doji a gift of wine which bore such a blessing. Even weakened by the wine, Shuten's Doji still put up a tremendous fight. But it came to an end when Raiko cut her head from her shoulders. However, Shuten Doji was an expert in all kinds of wine, and must have known the monk's gift would be poisonous to her, so why did she still drink it? Was she compelled to do so by the three gods' protections? Or did she choose to drain the bottle of her own accord? Nobody knows for sure. However, there is an alternative theory that few are familiar with. It states that after the Mount Oe's Oni's more brutal rampage ended, Minamoto no Raiko became an even more ruthless killing machine than ever before. It was also around this time that she began to refer to Oni only as insects. Perhaps she was enraged by the atrocities she witnessed the Oni committing, or perhaps it was owed to the revelation that Kintoki, whom she loved as her son, actually knew Shuten from his youth. And then there is yet another alternative theory. It states that when the Mount Oe Oni hunt was in its final stages, Shuten Doji transformed herself into a great monster the size of a mountain, only to meet her end at the hands of an enormous set of armor. Then the theory states that after Shuten Doji had reverted to her original form and fallen asleep, it was not Minamoto no Raiko that took her head, but Sakata Kintoki himself. Damn it, I keep messing up him and herself with that. That's the second time, and only the second time! But I do think that it is Kintoki that killed Shuten. I think that is the more viable one. It also goes to state that the one who defeated Ibaraki Doji was Watanabe no Suna. Yet for some reason, she was also the only Oni to be spared. Later on, Ichijo Midori Bashi Bridge, near the remains of Rashomon Gate, Ibaraki attacked Watanabe no Suna not once, but twice. Though she lost her arm during one of her attempts, she later took it back and disappeared to parts unknown. Yes. Then, after much time had passed, Ashiya Doman, the great Omyoji, joined forces with the vengeful ghost of Fujiwara no Akimitsu, the disgraced former minister of the left, and attempted to cast a great curse meant to bring ruin to all of Japan. However, he was thwarted by Abe no Seme, branded a traitor, and banished from Kyo, never to return. Another theory states that Ashiya Doman met his end when he tried to curse Abe no Seme to death, after failing to best him in many Omnyodu contests of skill, only to have his curse turned back upon his caster. But this is not the place to tell those stories. For we have now come to the end of one tiny moment from proper human history's extensive tapestry. Senpai! Master! Welcome home. I'm so glad to see you back safe and sound. Oh, that reminds me, would you mind holding still for just a moment? There, medical diagnostic complete. Your vital signs all look good. What a relief. It's good to be back, Mashu. It's good to have you back, Senpai. You'll still need to have Nemo nurse take a look at you just to make sure. I checked and the exam room is open right now, so I hope you go see her right away. Also, well, I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help to you this time. I never imagined I would fail to reshift with you. No, Lady Mash, if anyone here should apologize, it's me. I should have known the reshift could be jammed, and I should have done everything I could to counteract it. Limbo and I have a history of our own. This was my chance to finally fight back against him, and I blew it. You are both being needlessly hard on yourselves. Go on, take a look. As you can see, Master is alive and perfectly well. What's more, he succeeded admirably at both cutting down the Tree of Emptiness and recovering the Singularity's Holy Grail. The only one who deserves blame is Limbo, but I understand all too well how you both feel. Which is why we will simply have to make up for it on future missions. Right. Understood. Hey guys, welcome back. Looks like you already got your quick medical diagnostic out of the way. So that just leaves congratulations on a job well done. Well, that and a bit of gratitude, obviously. The Singularity's already been repairing itself, and we've confirmed there's no trace of the pseudo Tree of Emptiness whatsoever. Proper human history might still be a bit blank slate at this point, but you guys managed to prevent another Lostbelt from popping up. So now, once we restore humanity and proper human history, we won't have to worry about a new world order based in the Heian period wrecking it all. As far as I'm concerned, you both rocked this mission. Mission accomplished. For my part, I'm particularly thrilled that you managed to eliminate Limbo. While it was certainly never seemed as though the foreign gods' three alter egos were on the same page, so to speak, the fact remains that now that Limbo is gone, the foreign god only has two disables left at her disposal. As I'm sure you can imagine, Gorolf was also tickled pink by the news of your success. And while he's demanding you submit your report within 2 hours of your return, since we were unable to maintain contact for most of the mission, he's also fixing a meal to help you recover your strength even as we speak. Yeah, he's not gonna... You know, he might be. He's not going to be happy, but I'll say hi. Let's not be a negative let's not be a negative Nelly. Or a negative Nancy, negative Nelly. What is the male? Negative Neil? Negative Norman? I don't know what the proper male one of that is. Negative Neil, negative Norman. I don't know. I assure you there's no hurry. Your recuperation comes first. Alright, that's enough. Soul, go see Nimue Nurse for your medical checkup. And don't even think about anything besides resting for a while. Got it? Mash, would you mind escorting him to the exam room? Not at all. Fo-fo! Oh, stop that, Fo. Senpai's exhausted right now and needs to rest. Fo? That's right, you'll just have to wait. Yeah, they're not... I guess I shouldn't keep him too long, too. Hey there, boss. I just want to ask you one quick thing. What are me and the other Heian peeps like? You need to ask? Golden, of course. Golden! Golden indeed. Alright. And that is Naraka Mandala, Heian-Kyo, the Thunderous Flash, Malice Severed, a golden finish. Our reward? A Holy Grail. Woot woot woot. Craft Essence and then Mount Oi has been sent to the present box. Naraka Mandala Heian-Kyo has vanished. You'll be able to visit the map and play free quests on the main interlude. Okay, where is... I'm curious. Okay, interesting. It's a main interlude thing. That's honestly a bit weird that it's all the way here. But I'll do those free quests in a future stream. But we now have the full title of Lostbelt number 6. Fey Round Table Domain Avalon Le Fey. Alright, alright. And that is gonna come along in summertime, I do believe. We'll go ahead and claim most of the Thanksgiving quartz rewards. The remaining ones are Treasure Vault and Ember Gathering, so I might do those in my off time. We'll receive these as well. Alright, but I think that I am... Spring into fall, so just split into 3 parts. Ah, gotcha. But I think that... Yeah, there is no banner for Berserker Kentoki available, so I will not be doing any rolls. I think that, this is going to be where I call tonight's stream of Fate Grand Order. 4 hours! Very long for 3 sections. Like, holy cow, those were some long sections. 1 ticket for Emma. Alright, Andy, I will do 1 ticket for Emma as I sign off on tonight's stream. So tomorrow's stream, which will be at around the same time, will be Pokemon Violet, as we are finally done with FGO for a little bit. And then we will begin sort of alternating between some things here. Looks like we did not get a penny here, but we got something golden. Minecraft will be on Monday, though, Andy. I will be going back on the server on Monday. And I'll sort of alternate between server play and Fate until we get some more Fate story segments. But that is future me concerns. Present me, meanwhile, is going to say, got your favorite archer. You don't have Atalante till now? I don't know. What NP level is she now? That is NP5 Atalante. Okay, I'll take that. There we go. NP5 Atalante. Woot! But, yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. If you're watching this on YouTube, and if you are watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. I do hope that you enjoyed every single individual part of this Lostbelt. I did it for all of the other Lostbelts as well. Didn't do it for the singularities, because I didn't have the idea to do it, but yeah, if you want to watch any of the previous Lostbelts, you can see them story segment by story segment segment back on the channel, so please be sure to drop a like and a subscribe. And if you're watching this on Twitch, please be sure to drop a follow if you want to catch more stuff by me, because I do stream Fate. I stream a lot of stuff, but Fate is always going to come priority number 1 on my channel. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it. So I am honestly kind of starving at this point, because I use a lot of energy when you sit and talk for 4 hours straight. So that is it for me. Thank you all so much for coming out. I hope to see you next time. For now, have a fantastic evening, everybody. I should actually check. Is there anybody online that I can raid? Not, unfortunately, no. So yeah, bye-bye.